everyone, it's Michelle Caruana, owner of Climbing Vines Cafe and Play and creator of Play Cafe Academy. And before we get started, please hit subscribe if you like this channel. I put out a new video every single week and I give tons of tips about being a brick and mortar business owner and specifically tips on how to open a successful indoor playground. So this week's video is actually going to be a little bit different. So if you guys are either in Play Cafe Academy or if you guys have researched about it at all, you'll know that the modules inside the program are really geared towards designing your space and planning your business and crunching all the numbers to make sure that your business will be profitable as quickly as possible. However, what the course modules don't necessarily cover is kind of all of the little nuances that happen once you do open. So it gets you all the way to opening day, and then usually on the coaching calls and inside the members only group coaching Facebook group, that's where we really get into all the nuances that happen once you open, and that's where people can ask me questions and things like that. And I decided a couple months ago that that just wasn't enough for me. I wanted to be even more hands-on with the group. So what I started doing was I started doing monthly advanced trainings, and those advanced trainings cover all of those topics that didn't necessarily fit into the modules inside the program, but were definitely important to cover. And this is August 2019, and this month's training was how to host and promote profitable 5-star birthday parties. And while we talk a lot about in the course about how to set up your space for birthday parties and what to do and what not to do in your space planning, we didn't really cover how to promote your parties, how to book your calendar, how to communicate with clients, how to execute the parties, what to do when issues arise, and all that good stuff. So I just put out this past week a 2-hour advanced training in the members only group, and I wanted to share with you just a really quick clip from it, because if you are interested in joining Play Cafe Academy, this is a great example of, again, the content that you're going to get. And I do this every single month, and this is in addition to the actual program. So I'm going to be sharing a really quick clip. Again, this is a very short segment of a 2-hour training that I share with my members. And if you have any questions or want to learn more, just ask in the comments. I try to respond personally to every single comment, so feel free to like this video. If you find it useful, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And if you would like to become a Play Cafe Academy member, it will be the best investment that you ever make for your business, whether or not you end up opening an indoor playground. So just go to playcafeacademy.com. Depending on when you watch this, the doors to the program might be closed, because I'm actually going to be closing the doors on Friday, August 30th for a couple months. So if you're watching this, then act as soon as possible. But I'm going to be opening the doors back up in October 2019, late October. So you'll get another chance then. But thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you find it helpful.
And having guest blogs and things like that will improve your SEO as well. So if you have somebody blog about their party at your facility, make sure that they're including links to your party page, and that will help you show up in Google in your local area as well. You also want to make sure that you're partnering with other local businesses. So for example, if you have a partnership with a local pizza shop, or if you have a partnership with a local bakery, you want to make sure that they're sharing information about your parties as well, because that is going to expand your reach and your audience, and you likely are not going to have to pay for it. So now we're going to talk about planning parties for maximum success. So after somebody books a birthday party, you need to make your follow-up instructions extremely clear. And we're going to talk more about this in a second, but another tip is to not think too far ahead. So try to focus on the parties that are right in front of you. So only think about the parties that are happening the next week or so. Try not to get stressed out thinking about all the parties coming up, because pretty much you'll be able to plan any party in 10 days or less. So don't think too far ahead. Don't buy decorations too far ahead, because they will get misplaced. It's definitely happened to me. So try to stay focused, and it will be a lot less overwhelming for you, and you'll have a lot more creative space in your brain. So this is an example of the follow-up email that we send to every single party as soon as they book. So it says, "Thanks from Climbing Vines Cafe and Play. Thank you for booking your party or event with us. We're so excited to help you make your child's event special. Here's what happens now. Number 1, if you choose to pick up your invitations, or if you chose to pick up your invitations, please check our website for our business hours. You can grab them anytime we're open. And then number 2, if you selected any options or included special instructions, we will follow up shortly. And then number 3, if you have any questions regarding your booking, feel free to reply to this email. And then, oops, it looks like I mistyped. It should have been a number 4. But it says if you don't have any questions, then the next time you will hear from us will be 8 to 10 days prior to your event. And then there's some more information. I have our FAQs over there, and then I have the order total. I have the way to contact us. So the biggest point here is to make sure you let them know when they can expect to hear from you next, because if you don't, people will be calling you and emailing you panicking about 2 to 3 weeks before their party. So as long as you make it very clear that you're going to be following up with them 8 to 10 days prior to their event, they probably won't reach out to you. And then at the end of the email, we actually have their booking information. So as you can see, we have the child's name, we have all of their selections. So Occasion automatically sends this to them so that if they forget what they chose, if they forget the time of their party, it allows them to revisit. So definitely make your follow-up email very robust and very, very clear. You cannot have too much information in your follow-up email. Now, how we plan our parties is usually 10 days before the party is when we send our contract, frequently asked questions document, and a personalized email. So I have a Word document that has our party contract, and all I have to do is change the party host name and day of the party. I save it as a PDF. I attach it to the email, and then I attach our frequently asked questions document to the email as well, because even though it's on our website in a million different places, you would be surprised how many people neglect to read it. And then if you go to the member resources folder, I choose a personalized email template that I uploaded. So depending on the package, I have all different email templates for all of our different package. So I will copy and paste the email into my email provider. So I use Gmail, and I'll change the names, I'll change all of the party information, and it's just a really great way to touch base with people. And the personalization really helps. People love to know that you know their child's name, that you've already taken note of all of the choices that they've made, and it just adds a really nice touch. Now, I write our staff schedule a week ahead of time, and that includes our birthday party staff schedule. I usually make the prep sheets just a few days before the party. Usually if a party is on Saturday or Sunday, I'll be making the prep sheets on Thursday. And what I do is as soon as I get the email response, so again, we send the check-in email 10 days before the party, we usually get a reply right away within a day or two. If we don't, I'll follow up and double check that they got it, because sometimes it goes to spam. And if they still don't reply about 5 days later, then I'll call them. But what I'll do is a couple days before the party, I'll take a look, I'll sit down, I'll open Occasion, I'll read through the email, and I will fill out the prep sheet. And again, if you need the prep sheet, it's in the member resources folder. And then from the prep sheet, I will make a list for all the supplies. So I will have a catering list, I will have a paper products list, I'll have a decorations list, and probably a miscellaneous list if they have any additional add-ons. And then after I make the prep sheets, I will place the orders, and that's how it goes. Usually I get a confirmation from the orders. That's just my preference. I just like to make sure that everything's going to be arriving on time as planned. And again, make sure you have a very, very detailed prep sheet. You want to make it so that your staff can run the party and have every single piece of information they need for it without having to contact you. And having an extremely detailed prep sheet like the one I provide in the member resource folder is a great way to just make sure that nothing is falling through the cracks. Now I'm going to talk about where we buy our party supplies. So we typically buy colored paper products at Walmart. It is definitely the cheapest place to buy them. Party City is going to be very expensive. We also buy as many products as possible at either the dollar store or Walmart in terms of banners, decorations, table covers, etc. That is definitely the least expensive place. Oriental Trading is another great place to buy decorations, very inexpensive, but it typically takes about 10 days to ship. So you're going to want to make sure, unless you're going to be paying for expedited shipping, you want to make sure you place those orders ahead of time. And a lot of times they will have free shipping discount codes. Now we buy most of our decorations from, again, those places that I mentioned, but if we're going to be investing in some reusable decorations, a lot of times I'll do Etsy or something like that, and I'll have things handmade in very reusable materials that can be washed. And I'll go over that again in a minute. We typically do balloons from the supermarket because they are very inexpensive. Single-use helium tanks are not cost effective, and even though they say they blow up 50 balloons, I have never found that to be the case. So we typically use the supermarket over like a party city. We'll do the dollar store if we can, but unfortunately the dollar store doesn't usually open early enough in our area. We do a lot of parties in the morning, and again, they're not open usually on Sundays until 10 or 11. Food, we have exclusive partners locally. So we partner with a local pizza shop for food. We have an exclusive partnership with a bakery for baked goods. And because they're exclusive, they give us a really, really good price. So make sure that they're giving you a discount and make sure that you're not paying for delivery. Now, what we reuse are high chair banners. So we have probably 5 or 6 really high quality high chair banners that we either got on Amazon or on Etsy. And they're probably between $15 and $20 each, but we have used them each probably 100 different times. So we have a pink one, we have a blue one, we have a Mickey Mouse one, and then we have, I believe we have a pumpkin one because we do a lot of fall birthday parties. And then we have just a miscellaneous rainbow type one. And honestly, they seem to fit pretty much every theme. So those are the ones that we have. We keep them hanging up on command hooks in our office, and we get them fabric and they're washable, which is great because a lot of times if you do cake smashes, they'll get cake all over the tape, all over the high chair banner. For table centerpieces and runners, we usually do those fluff balls and we save them. We always save table runners, like the sequency ones that we use for princess parties. We always save balloon weights. We store them in our party cabinet. We have a corkboard backdrop that we hang paper fans on, and we always save those. We always save any paper backdrops that we have. So a lot of times we'll have backdrops that we hang in between our windows. Like for example, we get them on either Oriental Trading or something like that, and we save those, we roll them up. We always save birthday banners because they are very, very much reusable. Again, the best way that I found to store these without getting them tangled is with command hooks. So our entire office is lined with command hooks, and we have either high chair banners or birthday party banners, and we have one for pretty much every theme. And then we also have plain colored ones that can be used for a bunch of different themes. And we always save any theme neutral supplies because that is going to save you a lot of money. Things that we toss, we don't typically reuse balloons. We never reuse table covers because they get very messy, so we don't like to spend a lot of money on them. And we also don't reuse anything that's too specific. So obviously anything that has a name on it or anything like that, but we try to reuse as much as possible. And that's one of the reasons that we have a storage facility. Now, the things that I've found have the most impact in terms of decor are balloons. So we do a lot of balloon arches. We do a lot of balloons on our tables. That is really going to give you a big wow factor. Table covers also, I never like to get plain table covers because to me, table covers are the thing that catches my eye the most when I walk into the room when it's set up for a party. So if I'm going to make sure that anything is themed, you know, we could have a theme neutral banner, we could have theme neutral plates, we could have a theme neutral backdrop, but as long as we have themed table covers, that's going to really tie everything together. And we also focus on really decorating the backdrop behind our dessert table because that's what a lot of people take pictures of. That's what people tend to post on Instagram and things like that. So if you have an area that you can put a corkboard where you can decorate for backdrops, we also have a lot of people hang family pictures on them for first birthday parties. So having an area for a backdrop for your dessert, or where a lot of times children will sit right in front of our backdrop when they're singing happy birthday and blowing out their candles. So that is a great way to just add a nice pop of decor. Now, small touches that are inexpensive to execute that we like to include are personalized favor tags. So I'll make these in Canva and I'll print them out on cardstock. And I will say, like, for example, thank you for coming to Benjamin's party. And it will have either, say it's a Paw Patrol party, it will have a little dog paw or something like that on it. So I make them in Canva. If you want to see some pictures, just check out our Facebook or Instagram page. I also design a personalized TV sign in Canva. So I just use a little flash drive. So I use the desktop image size in Canva, and I'll I'll do it according to the theme. So I'll search on Google for, say, like a Paw Patrol background image. And then on top of the image in Canva, I'll do Happy Birthday, Ben, or something like that. And then I'll put that on the TV. And that is another great way to add a little personalized touch, and it doesn't cost us anything but time. I also love to have a personalized chalk or letterboard for each party, just saying Happy Birthday, Ben, or whatever the name is. And then when we include play passes in our favors, which we do for our Divine package, I like to put thank you for coming to Ben's party or something like that on the play pass, because it not only is just such a nice little personalized touch, but it also helps us keep track of how many people are bringing in play passes from birthday parties and which ones. Now, when we do include favors in for our birthday parties, we usually, something that I always try to do is I like to buy those themed cups because they're very inexpensive and they add a nice touch of color. And you can't really use a favor bag. So if you're using cellophane or if you're using gift bags, those are going to go right in the garbage. But if you use a reusable cup as your favorite container, that is almost a favor in itself. So say we use, say we'll get the Paw Patrol cups. They're about $1 each, and then I'll usually put either goldfish or Pirate's Booty or something like that in there, or fruit snacks. And then I'll always include something non-edible, usually either bubbles or crayons, something like that. And then I'll include a personalized play pass. And then something that I always do is if I have extra favor supplies, so for example, say the bubbles come in a pack of 18, but I only need to make 12 favors. And by the way, I typically buy bulk crayons and bubbles on Oriental Trading because they're very, very cheap. But if I have extra, I usually keep a bin next to our counter, and I'll throw all of the extra favor supplies into a bin. And we always let the birthday child pick from our quote unquote treasure chest at the end of the party. And basically they're picking from all of our extra party supplies. So it's just a nice little touch and something extra for the birthday child, but it's just us reusing all of the leftover party supplies. But the parents really, really seem to like that. Now, I want to stress here that you should delegate what you can. So I like to keep the harder, more crucial tasks for myself. So for example, client communication, making the prep sheets, placing the orders, those are things that are absolutely crucial to a party's success. And if I focus on those and know that I can do them right, I know the party is going to go well. So I always delegate decorating, I delegate making favors. So I'll usually buy the supplies, or I'll at least come up with a creative vision and I'll send a staff member to the store to actually buy the supplies. But I never actually hand make the favors myself. I used to, but it takes hours. So I'll usually have our staff members do it the week of the party at a slow time in the afternoon, and they actually like doing it.
All right, so that was a short clip from my 2-hour advanced training about birthday parties. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I love answering your questions. And if you ever have another question, feel free to find me on Instagram. I'm just Michelle Caruana, and I'd love to connect with you.